Hi, hello, and welcome from Ljubljana, Slovenia. I'm so happy to be able to talk to you and welcome to my mini webinar. The title of today's webinar is Pilates Transformation, Core Edition. And when I say core, I mean the very inner part of the core muscles called the intrinsic core muscles. Who is this webinar for? This webinar is for anybody who wants to improve their breathing and quality of movement. Before I start my lessons, let me introduce myself. My name is Žiga and I come from a beautiful city of Ljubljana in Slovenia. If you haven't been to Slovenia, please make sure you put Slovenia on your next travel plans, of course when this world pandemic is over. If you like nature, good food and friendly people, I promise you will not be disappointed. Come to Slovenia. I have been working as a Pilates professional since 2007 and I cannot believe how time flies. Those 14 years just flew by past me and I've been enjoying every part of it. I love my work and I'm really excited to teach you something new today and I really hope you like it. And if you ever wonder, before we start, where do I get my knowledge? I am certified Pilates instructor. I'm a mentor and educator. I am licensed Feldenkrais practitioner and a practitioner of neurokinetic therapy. So basically, I am drawing my knowledge from different modalities, different expertise, and whatever I'm going to tell to you today is mix of everything I know about a topic, and I try to make it as simple as possible for you to enjoy in the next 45 minutes. On today's webinar, we'll be covering some basic anatomy fundamentals, and then we're going to do practical work. So for practical work, you're going to be needing a workout mat. You're also going to be needing a towel. I'm going to show you. You're going to roll a towel like this, okay? And maybe some of you will need a pillow to put underneath your head. But you don't have to get up right now. You will have plenty of time to collect those things later, okay? So let's go to the anatomy part. So when we're talking about intrinsic core muscles, we cannot not talk about Pilates. Pilates is an exercise routine that is more than just exercises. It's a way of life and is teaching people how to use the most important muscles in your body. If you have good working intrinsic core muscles, that means you have a good breathing quality. And if you breathe well, your core will function more. And basically, if you think about it, the body is built to be self-sustaining. That means if you're doing the basics, if you take care of your body and the quality of your breathing, you will be self-sustaining and your body can move freely. It can move without pain. Your joints are light. They have no stiffness. And basically the quality of your life improves drastically. And that's why people love to do Pilates. And I am positive that not a world pandemic that we're in right now and not any economic crisis or anything of that sort will change that fact. So people will do Pilates. People need Pilates, and I, as a professional, have only this in my mind. So whatever obstacles there might be right now, maybe your studio is closed. My studio is currently closed because I cannot work in person. I cannot do privates, but we moved everything online, and I still can work with my clients. We still do amazing progress. And basically, if you think about it, right now I'm talking to you online. If there wasn't the situation we're in right now, I wouldn't be able to talk to you. So if you think about it, everything is an opportunity, and Pilates is something people really need. So if you're in trouble, if you have difficulty, if you're struggling, just keep this in mind. You are doing great. People need you, and find a way how to reach to people. Now, if you only imagine a person who has not functional intrinsic core muscles, what do you think happens with this person? This person has a trouble moving well. And if you have trouble moving well, you will generate pain in your muscles. You will have troubles moving freely through your joints. Your joints will be under more load. And basically, if you do not have functional intrinsic core muscles, your body will not function as good as it's intended to. So basically, if you think it like that, if you focus on those muscles, that's exactly what we do in every Pilates training. We are focusing on the most important part of the human body. We're improving lives of our clients, and not only our clients, we're improving lives of ourselves, because if we teach what we do, and if we do what we teach, it's a perfect marriage of knowledge and regular practice put into your life and put it into your life of the clients. And I'm telling you, people really need this stuff. People need Pilates. If they ever need it more than now in these times, in times of pandemic, people really need Pilates right now. So that's why I'm focusing on my today's webinar on breathing, and I can't wait to start the lessons. You will be amazed what you can do in 20 minutes time. How much can you improve your breathing? How much can you improve your rib cage movement? And how much you can improve your life. And when I started my Pilates career in 2007, I decided I want to focus on the most important part of body stability. That's why my studio and my work is dedicated on building strong foundations. And I'm kind of a geek, I like to read, I like to study anatomy, and I think anatomy is fascinating because every question I had about the movement, you can always have answers in anatomy. So don't be afraid of anatomy. Anatomy is super fun, super good way to learn the movement through, and it will help you improve your Pilates routine. So let's jump right into and see what are the intrinsic core muscles. Because I would like to keep my today's presentation very clean and very simple, I would be only listing the muscle names. If you want visuals, write the names down and Google them. The first muscle on my list is diaphragm. Diaphragm is a very important muscle because it helps you breathe in air, so it keeps you alive, and it's also very much connected to all of the intrinsic core muscle via intra-abdominal pressure. So every time you breathe in air, it creates intra-abdominal pressure, which kind of stimulates and put the abdominal wall and the back muscles on an eccentric contraction, and that helps you build gut pressure. Very important muscle for stability, very important muscle for body health. And this muscle will also be the focus of today's practical part. So today we will be focusing on the improvement of your breathing, which means you will improve your intra-abdominal pressure, which means you will improve your stability. And when you improve all of this, you will improve also your Pilates routine. I promise you, you will see the difference. Pelvic floor muscles are the next muscle on my list, and pelvic floor are the muscles which are mega important. So remember those, diaphragm and pelvic floor. Those two muscles communicate with each other via intra-abdominal pressure. So whatever diaphragm puts into the abdomen, pelvic floor receives it, and it very important that they have synchronized communication. So I can conclude that quality of breath is actually very important for your pelvic floor health. Very important. TVA is the next muscle on my intrinsic core list. TVA, very important muscle. It helps to sustain, create intra-abdominal pressure, and then move it out of the center towards the internal abdominal obliques. Those muscles are on the sides of the body, and those muscles help to transmit the force which is created by intra-abdominal pressure to external abdominal obliques, which are the next muscles. And then if you look on the back of the body, you have the multifidus, which are the deep paraspinal muscles, and you have the lumbar portion of longissimus and iliocostalis. So this is it, there you have it. This is the list of the most intrinsic core muscles, and those are the most important muscles of your body. Of course, every muscle is important for the body, but these muscles are the muscles who help generate and sustain gut pressure. And the logic of the movement is you have to build the gut pressure to transmit it outwards into your upper extremities and lower extremities. That means into your legs and into your arms. Now let's see why these muscles made it on the intrinsic list. It's not because they are super important because of the location, but it's because on what they connect. And let's see what part of that body that is. So all of these muscles have one thing in common. They all connect to the posterior fibers of deep thoracolumbar fascia. So that is a very important part of the muscle fascia, and it's connected to all of the muscles listed on the intrinsic list. So I can conclude connection to deep thoracolumbar fascia and the location of the muscles make them the most important muscles in your body. And in Pilates, we actually focus on those muscles. So I think that is excellent. And let's see why is this so important. Every time you breathe in to take into your lungs oxygen. And at the same time, you're moving your diaphragm downwards and creating intra-abdominal pressure. And this we will look very closely how does it affect your body stability. So that you can understand easier the importance of intra-abdominal pressure, I created a little visual experiment. If you take an ordinary plastic cup without any core stability, it's weak. That's how it's made. Naturally, it's weak. It cannot hold weight. But if you put balloons inside, and these balloons represents intra-abdominal pressure, this plastic cup weaker before creates a strong foundation. Okay, so weak before, strong when you put pressure in. That's why the intra-abdominal pressure is so important. Let me repeat again. If you put pressure inside the plastic cup, it will create strength and stability. And this is what we want in our body. Yes. So now it's time to improve our breathing. We're going to work on movement of the rib cage and focusing on our breathing at the same time. So now is the time to go grab your mats, grab and roll your towel as I shown before, grab a pillow and come on back. I'm gonna put a gentle soft music for a minute so you have time to prepare, and then we're gonna start the practical part of this webinar. I hope you had enough time to grab everything you need and to begin the work. The lesson we're going to do is inspired by Feldenkrais. So we're going to do a Feldenkrais lesson inspired by rib cage movement, by breathing, and it's really important that you do not force the movement. Be very gentle with your body. Do only what feels pleasant to your body. Feldenkrais is a very interesting approach because we're only interested in things your body can do well. Learning is pleasant, and make sure you're kind to your body and do only what is good for you, what's pleasant. But even though if you feel any pain or discomfort, please stop the movements. These exercises, this lesson is not meant to be therapeutic. So if you know you have some issues, some pathologies, some injuries, please be very careful. And if you're not sure, you please ask your doctors for advice. So we're back and I'm ready to start. So prepare your towel. You won't need it right now, but keep it handy. Lay on your back, relax, bend your knees and put your feet flat on the mat. If you need, you can take the pillow and put it underneath your head. It is very important that you have relaxed neck. So if you have tense shoulder or stiff neck, use the pillow. And just focus on your breathing. Sense how you breathe. Is breathing easy for you at the moment? Or does it take a bit of an effort to breathe? Sense where do you direct your breathing? Is it more in your abdomen? Or maybe more in your upper chest? And however you breathe is fine. Now you're going to take your towel, turn to the side, turn to the right side, and put the towel underneath your rib cage. The position is around 7th rib. That's somewhere in the middle of the rib cage. Maybe you'll prefer it a little bit higher or a little bit lower. But make sure it stays on the ribs. Feel how you feel breathing now with this obstacle in the form of a towel underneath your rib cage. And try to think how you're breathing into the towel. Relax your breath. And think about breathing into your abdomen. And if you can, try to make exhales a little bit longer than inhales. Keep breathing and keep relaxing on the towel. You're going to move your body like you want to roll your body a little bit more forward. You can extend, if you're lying on your right side, you can extend your left arm forward and upwards. And you're going to lay on a different angle on the towel. And you're going to stay there and make sure you're comfortable. So your head can rest on your right arm or on the floor, or you can use a pillow. And just breathe into the towel. Feel how this towel affects the breathing and the sensation of your rib cage movement while you breathe. And still keep breathing focused on your abdomen. Relax your muscles and don't try to squeeze anything. Just relax and breathe. Exhales are longer than inhales. You're going to slowly roll back to the middle and then roll the other way so your chest opens up towards the ceiling. Don't force the movement. If you feel tension, do less. You can also use a pillow and put it under your head. It's very important that you're comfortable in this process. So only do movements which are comfortable and pleasant. If it's not comfortable, find a position, maybe do less rotation. And when you find it, just breathe. Feel how you feel your breathing, your rib cage movement. And slowly you will roll back to the middle and rest. Again, roll forward as before. Maybe do a little bit different position. Find a spot, a place, position which is comfortable for you. And just breathe and feel how this breathing, your diaphragmatic breathing, is stretching, it's moving your rib cage. And just relax and keep your exhales longer than inhales. You're going to slowly roll back so your chest opens up towards the ceiling and breathe. Maybe use your pillow. Really think about, am I pleasant? Am I comfortable? Is the position comfortable, pleasant for me? Go back to the center and rest. And now we're going to do movement starting your pelvis. So start to move your pelvis like you want to roll forward and backwards. And feel how the pelvis movement invites also the movement of your lower back, your rib cage, your shoulders, your chest, and your head. But make sure that the movement is started from the pelvis. So move from the pelvis and keep everything relaxed. Everything is moving freely. Your breathing is calm. And if you like, we can check the other way around. You can start the movement with your shoulders, your upper body, and roll your body forward and backwards. And you can even slide your arms forward, so your upper arm slides forward and slides back. And see how the movement starts now in the upper part, but it also invites your chest, your lower back, and your pelvis, and your legs, and your feet. Everything is connected to everything. And rest. And now do quicker movements. Use your pelvis and just roll back and forward and back, back and forward. Relax your breathing and do this movement as even faster, even faster. Think about how fast can you go and stay relaxed until you just stop and you rest. You're gonna take the towel out. You're gonna roll back on your back and just sense the breathing now after you did one side. So how do you feel now? Do you feel any difference in the sensation of your rib cage? Is breathing any different if you compare left to right? Maybe yes, maybe no. I felt the difference on my body. And slowly we're going to check this sensation in standing. So slowly roll on your side and don't have to rush. Slowly get up and stand. Stand on a solid surface and feel your breathing when standing. Feel how the breath is moving your rib cage. Do you feel any difference between left and right? If you don't, it's okay. You don't have to feel anything. But if you do, acknowledge that also. And go for a walk. Start walking wherever you are. Start walking and pay attention on your body while you're walking, while you're moving. How do you feel your arms swinging, your rib cage, your pelvis, your hips, your legs? Do you feel any difference between left and right side? Some of you feel a lot of difference. And even if you don't, it's okay. You're going to slowly return back to the mat. Don't have to rush. And we're going to do the other side. So lie back on your back and relax. You can still sense the differences from left to right. Feel how you breathe. And if it's possible, make your exhales longer than inhales. Feel the difference from before. Do you feel breathing changed from 10 minutes ago? If you feel tense shoulders and neck, please use the pillow. You're gonna turn around to the other side now. So So I will turn to my left side. And again use the towel and put it underneath your rib cage. And just breathe in this position. Think and send your breath into the towel. Feel how it is on this side. It could be more stiff or it could be more loose. Either way, it's fine. If you think you need to change the position of the towel, you can put it a centimeter higher or lower, but make sure it's underneath the rib cage. Relax your body, relax your muscles. Now slowly rotate your rib cage so you're turned more towards the ground. And just relax. You can have your eyes open or closed. Now that you know the movement, you don't need even to look at the screen. You can just listen to the sound of my voice and just breathe. It's even better if you don't look at the screen, because I don't want you to mimic my movement, but I want you to discover your own movements. So your own positions might have been different. You could lie differently than I am. So find a place that it's comfortable for you to think about the towel and the breathing. Now slowly return to the middle and rotate towards the ceiling. Go as only as far as it's comfortable. This rotation is not comfortable for everybody. So look after yourself, please. And use a pillow. If it's too hard for your neck, use a pillow. The learning process is much better when you're relaxed, when you're comfortable, when it's pleasant. Sense your breathing, watch changes because of the towel and the position. For all of you who has scoliosis, this will be a very interesting exploration, this lesson. And again, return to the center, to the middle, and rest. And again, turn, rotate towards the floor. You can move your towel if you feel like you want to explore any other rib cage parts. And just softly, gently breathe. Focus your breath into the towel. And feel how this towel affects the sides of your rib cage, the back, your thoracic vertebrae. And again, return to the middle and turn facing towards the ceiling. And breathe. Do you feel this movement any different than before? Did anything changed? And again, turn towards the ceiling and rest. You can use your pillow under your head. So make sure you're comfortable. And then start the rolling movement. So start with your pelvis. The pelvis is the boss in this movement. And roll your body forward and backwards. Do you feel you're rolling as one unit? Or do you feel the pelvis starts the movement and then the lower back follows, and then the ribs, and then the arms, and then the head? Either way it's fine. You just sense, how do you feel your movement? Is it like in one piece? Or it's like a rubber band or a chain? Every element follows each other. And we're going to turn and start from the up. So you're going to move your arm, upper arm, shoulders. So you slide your shoulders backwards. You can slide your arm across your chest and then slide your arm forward. And don't use effort. The less effort you use, the better. And feel how you feel now your body movement. So the shoulders go, and then the ribs, and then the lower back, and then the pelvis. And the pelvis, and the legs, and the feet. Do you feel working in unison? Do you feel like working all together, or one after the other? The movement should be soft. And now do the quicker movements. So don't think, just breathe and move your pelvis and go quick, back and forth, back. Like you want to shake your body. Shake. And be completely relaxed. Shake. And then stop and take a breath in and relax. Again, turn on your backs. Bend your knees, feet flat on the floor. And relax. Feel how your body is laying on the floor. Feel your rib cage, your breathing. Do you feel any difference, any changes from before? I felt quite a lot of changes in my body. But if you didn't, it's okay too. It's just an exploration. It's not exercise. Slowly turn on your side and stand up. And feel how you're standing up. Feel how your body is organizing into vertical position. And slowly start to walk. And again, just sense how your body is moving in walking. Is it fluent? Or do you feel any stiffness? Do you feel any differences than from the starting position. Whatever you feel or don't feel, it's okay. Don't worry about it. It's just an exploration. You can go for a walk, grab a glass of water, and we will continue with our webinar in 1 minute. But if you need more time, you can take more time. When you come back, you will be relaxed and everything will be calm, peaceful. So just stay relaxed and walk. How do you feel after this lesson? When I do this lesson every day, I feel the expansion of my rib cage. I feel easiness of my breathing. And I feel, even when I'm walking, how my arms are more lightly swinging in a gait movement of walking. So this routine I do, like I said, every day because it helps me start the day up. Or even when I'm tensed in the evenings, if I do a lot of computer work, like this webinar, for example, a lot of the times I go and lay down on the mat and do this work before I go to bed. It helps me calm my nervous system down. It helps to prepare me for sleeping, and I sleep much better. So use this knowledge, use this whatever you memorized from this webinar, and use your towel, do this work, and I promise you, you will feel the difference in the quality of your breathing. If you don't feel it now, keep doing it and you will see the difference. And just to recap and do a summary. So we talked about how important is your body's ability to produce quality intra-abdominal pressure. That is important because if you or your clients don't have quality breathing, if they do not produce intra-abdominal pressure that is needed for their body to function, to be stable, to gather strength in the core and then move it out of the body through your legs and arms, you will not be able to do Pilates successfully. So I give this exercise to all of my clients and I say to them, work on your breathing at home. So when you come to my studio, we can do more for your time and money. So why is this breathing so important? If you don't breathe with quality, you will stiffen up your body. Imagine if I'm under stress, I'm breathing very shallow. I'm using my secondary muscles of inhalation, my scalenes, my upper traps, all the muscles, of your turtleneck, and everything is working really hard to help you breathe when you're under stress. And your body tenses up and you might not even notice it, but you will feel like tightness, soreness, and you won't feel good. And when you breathe, everything relaxes. I can show you on a model. So I have a tensegrity model here. And imagine, so when your body is relaxed, it's moving like this. So everything is fluent, everything is moving. But when you're under stress, when the quality of your breath is not up to par, you tense up. And then you move like this and you're under stress. And that means you really have to work on your breathing. You have to roll out your towel. You have to lie. You have to move your body. And you have to put your body again back where it's supposed to be so you can deal with your stress even more effectively. Sometimes stress is unavoidable. We have corona. We have health problems, we have family, security, financials. Even if you turn on the news, it will be like stress. There is so much micro stress doses through all the day that it doesn't have to be anything significant in your life to be stressful, but you will receive micro stress doses every hour of every day. And when you sum all of this up, you're like this. Okay? So even if you say, my life is not so stressful, be aware that we live in a stressful society. This environment is stressful. If you live in a city, it's different when you live in a countryside and there is like nobody around you for miles. That's completely different. But if you live in cities, if you work for a living, if you deal with people, you probably are affected by micro stress doses, even though you might not have a stressful life. So work on your breathing. It's really, really worth it. And that is actually the most difficult part of everything. You have to set your mind to the goal and work really hard. Only knowing this stuff, which I'm telling you, is not enough. Only knowing means you are doing information hunt. But I want you to turn your informations to transformations. So I want you to take these informations that I'm giving you and make them work in your life. And I don't think of anybody better person to tell you that. So that's why I am introducing you to Paul Alexander. Now, Paul Alexander is an absolutely incredible man. When he was a child, he was infected with the virus of polio. So at a very young age, he became handicapped. He was completely dependent on other people. But in spite of that, because he was in a wheelchair, he still managed to do a law degree, and he actually did also the bar exam to become a lawyer. At the last years of his life, he was spending in this machine called the iron lungs, which uses the vacuum and it helped him to breathe. Okay, and even in these circumstances, he managed to write his autobiography. And I think the best way to learn how to watch his story.
With the help of a pen attached to a stick, Paul wrote his own biography entirely with his mouth. So why write a book?
To inspire thousands of people just like you. No matter where you're from or what your past is, or the challenges that you could be facing. You can truly do anything. You just have to set your mind to it. But work hard.
Paul, what's your dream?
Do not let polio defeat me, but to defeat polio. Therefore, I wanted to accomplish the things I was told I couldn't accomplish, and to achieve the dreams I dreamed. My story is an example of why your past, or even disability, does not have to define your future.
Every time I look at Paul Alexander's story, I feel inspired with tears in my eyes, because he reminds me every day that no matter what are the obstacles, no matter what challenges we are, if we keep working hard and we keep our mind to the goal, we will achieve our dreams. And right now, the current situation is I cannot work because of the global pandemic. But that doesn't mean I cannot work, period. In the last year, I learned how to do group webinars. I learned how to work with my existing clients in Slovenia via internet. We use Zoom. So I learned how to record video webinars. I learned so much stuff because of this challenge that we're facing in the past year, and who knows how long are we gonna face it in the future. So keep this in mind. If you're struggling, if it's really hard for you right now, if you're thinking, will I continue? Will I have to close my studio? How can I work with my clients? Think about Paul Alexander and think about how can you use modern technology to reach to your clients. I'm telling you, it's easier than you think. If you have any questions, if you have any struggles, you can write me. I have an email. I'm one click away, and I hope today's webinar inspired you, and I hope you're gonna do your rib cage movement and your breathing routines, and I hope you're gonna keep reaching out to your clients. I hope you're gonna do your work, and I really wish that you achieve whatever you set your mind to it, and I wish for all of you to live your dreams, and I wish that the year 2021 will be the best year of your lives. I had a little bit technical difficulties. I was cut off before I managed to finish my sentence. I wanted to say thank you again, goodbye from Slovenia, and I wish you a wonderful day. Bye.